Good morning. Thanks, Bruce. This is Mark Stevens. It's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock, and that means it's time for Lawyer Up Radio. Thanks for listening. If you want to call in today, the number is 978-687-8005. If you want to call toll-free and do it on the cheap, it's 877-687-8005. This is Mark Stevens. I'm a criminal defense lawyer from Salem, New Hampshire. My website is bybyedwi.com. That's byedwi.com. I'm joined today by a special guest, Mr. Jay Godfrey, the owner of CG Labs at cglabs.com in New Hampshire. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Jay, could you tell us a little bit about what CG Labs does? What's it all about? What do you do there?
Sure. I'm a small analytical lab. Essentially, I am the chemist, and I analyze second samples for DWIs in New Hampshire.
When you say second samples, for the uninitiated, the people who haven't had the pleasure of a trip to the Blue Light Motor Inn, the second sample is a captured sample of a person's breath or blood, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And do you do both breath and blood, Jay?
Yes, I do.
All right. And could you tell us a little bit, if you could explain to somebody who got a C in chemistry, I'm not saying that I did, but let's just say I did. Could you explain?
You got an A, I bet.
No, thanks, Bruce. Could you explain it to somebody who got a C in chemistry and how your testing of the breath works?
Okay. I have one essential instrument. It's called a gas chromatograph. So I will, when I get the samples, I check them over, make sure the individual hasn't opened them or tampered with them. Anybody out there listening have a bag and you happen to have some of these, don't open it.
It comes in a white bag that says do not open, right?
Oh, no, it doesn't say do not open. I think they might instruct you not to. You definitely don't want to. You want me to be the guy that opens it.
And you want to bring that bag to me, right?
Yeah, you are the only attorney in the state, so of course it would be you, Mark.
But okay, so you get the white bag, you make sure the bag is intact. What do you do after you do that?
All right, inside the bag are two glass tubes that have a little bit of silica gel in them, and silica gel is the stuff you find when you buy a new camera or something, little packets to keep it dry.
Those are things that say do not eat.
They do not eat it either.
That's always made me tempted, but I haven't done it. But okay, so the silica gel's inside the tube.
Yeah, and I take the silica gel out and put it in a couple different vials, one vial per tube. Add a special solution to that, and then it essentially equilibrates for 45 minutes at 80 Celsius. And during that time, any alcohol that might have been captured on the silica gel goes into a solution, goes into the vapor. And then a needle comes in and draws some of that vapor out and puts it in the other instrument called the gas chromatograph. And the gas chromatograph essentially separates components. So ethanol will come out at one time. Ethanol is the drinking alcohol. Acetone would come out at a different time. Methanol would come out at a different time. And I'm also able to quantify it. That is, say how much of the alcohol is in there. And from that I can produce a report.
And acetone, if I can show up sometimes in diabetics, right? Even that haven't drunk. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Diabetics, people who are on the Atkins diet, you can go in a stage called ketosis, and your body tends to produce acetone.
All right. And your machine can distinguish between the acetone and the ethanol. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And the conventional wisdom out on the street, if you will, is that people don't trust these drunk-in-the-boxes in the police station, these breath testing gizmos. And how accurate do you find them to be, Jay? When you do these independent tests of the breath, how often do they come back non-corroborative or different significantly than what the cops say the breath was?
I found it's about 10% of the time.
Okay. So you got about a 9-to-1 shot of getting an accurate test done at the police station. I guess that's should warm everyone up to blowing into it. But about 10% of the time, you have it come back non-corroborative then.
Correct.
Okay. And do you do 2 tests on the tubes? Do you get 2 tubes?
There are two tubes in a bag because the individual will blow in twice into the intoxilizer, and each one gets captured. Once in a while, they have to blow in 3 times if the first 2 don't agree with each other.
Okay. And then you also do blood testing,
Yes.
right? Blood alcohol
Right.
testing? Okay. And could you explain how that works? Somebody sticks their arm out, they're willing to, or they're forced to give their blood, however the cops come about getting it. How do you get their blood to test?
Well, in New Hampshire, I just go to the state forensics lab because that's where the police would bring the sample. Essentially, in the state of New Hampshire, police collect the sample at a hospital. The police don't actually stick you with the needle.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. So the police take this from the hospital, they safeguard it, and they bring it to the state forensics lab. The state forensics lab will analyze it for alcohol or suspicion of drugs, or if they find no alcohol, then they'll start searching for drugs in the blood. When they get done their analysis, after the attorneys get their report, if you'd like to have a second opinion on that, you send us a letter. I go pick the samples up, and I analyze them, put them through the same gas chromatograph, and send the attorneys the report.